Partnered by Times Influence.
Hello and welcome to this special discussion on storytelling in digital content and how brands are making that connection when it comes to storytelling as they take their brands out there to the markets. I've got three very special guests who really have been sort of the experts in the field looking at the big picture of where media and storytelling are going. But most importantly, they are going to bring in tremendous strategic aspects of how storytelling can set goals and bring together an emphasis on driving engagement and outreach to the right audience by having brand goals and effective content creation. This is a partnership between ZEE5 and etbrandequity.com. And I'm Shaili Chopra, your host, the founder of She the People. My three guests are veterans, very familiar faces for you. To begin with, I'd like to introduce Shashi Sinha, who's the CEO of IPG Media Brands. We've got Pankaj Parihar, the Vice President and Head of Digital at Godrej Consumer. I've got Avi Kumar, Marketing Head at ZEE5. Thank you all for joining us. And it's fantastic to sort of bring together a conversation at a time when the entire idea of storytelling has been so deeply digital. So Shashi, if I may start with you by asking you how the landscape has changed from television channels being the apple of the eye for any marketer to looking at the large outburst of storytelling on digital.
It's not, the basic tenets of storytelling have not changed. It's just that the consumer, digital is a lot more personalized than television. Television is all about lowest common denominator. So you're catering to 4 or 5 people sitting in front of the TV set. And therefore your story is pitched in a particular way. While on digital is personalization, so you can pitch it differently. So the storytelling is different. It's also about attention spans, how things are changing. So I think it's also not as much in your face as television was, because television was not interactive. So I think, so therefore all those tenets have come into place. It's just because there's a lot more time, personal consumption has gone up. That's why the framework has changed, to answer your question.
Okay, I'm going to go to Pankaj with that perspective. Pankaj, as one that looks at consumers so intimately, so directly, how important has the digital storytelling piece been in your brand journey?
As a brand owner, if I'm only thinking of brand out and not consumer in, then I'm not able to connect with the consumer. And hence, storytelling is the most important aspect of marketing and communication, whether it is on digital field or on traditional media. And because of the advent or evolution of digital, I mean, you can do storytelling in a more personalized and scalable manner. Like, I can do a cohort of people who are similar to Shaili and alike, and I can have a specific storytelling and a content created for such kind of cohorts versus, absolutely going mass in, earlier days. So that's the difference, I would say, that has happened with the advent of digital. But storytelling as a concept is still very dear to brands, will continue to dear to brands, and it will have the most impact from the brand equity point of view.
And how does one even come down to measuring it? Do you think as the fraternity in the brand media space, we've somewhat gotten closer, smarter about measurements of storytelling?
Like Shashi said, that storytelling to begin with is not something which is modern. It is timeless. And at a fundamental level, if you think about it, what a brand is, how you relate to a brand, how you remember any brand, it's actually stories. So brands tell stories. They tell stories about the company, its products, about the people, and about their culture as well. So if we need to understand that what changes in this digital world, how is digital media or its unique capabilities making it different, it simply is that it's taking storytelling to an entirely new level. While whether it is interactivity, it is about unique capabilities of engagement with the audience, or being a cost-effective medium to reach out to the audiences in the best possible manner.
Shashi, as IPG brands, media brands, you've yourself had some large organizations as your clients. Has it been a task getting them to see value in content?
I think, in India just now, there are not enough mechanics to measure. So a lot of people do, especially on the digital front. So I'm not talking of standard measurement in terms of eyeballs and all, but I'm talking of engagement. Engagement as a metric is not very people are not very familiar with it. So while some platforms are doing some stuff in that, then India today, media advertising is very cheap. It's the CPMs are one of the lowest in the world. So advertisers got used to, Pankaj, with due apologies, this is advertisers got used to very low CPMs. As a result, any premium, because all the effort that Z5 or anyone else does on creating engaging content, brands integrated, will require a premium. So clients want some metric to measure. So it's all very interesting work done, but it's not scaled up dramatically because of lack of strong metrics for engagement. My answer is yes, there are enough brands who are doing this, but has it scaled up dramatically? I would think that the opportunity is huge. There's enough headroom. We have not gone the way because of lack of measurement of engagement.
So let's put this question to a brand. Pankaj, how do you think consumer brands especially have traditionally been looked at as, of course, being the largest advertisers at some level, but in that sense also seeing that they tend to spend majority of their attention and money on traditional advertising. Let me ask you, as an advertiser, how do you approach some of the points that Shashi raised?
We would want to invest a lot on, but what Shashi mentioned, and Ravi also, that measurement is a big critical point which we are still not able to figure out what actually it impacts to the brand in terms of a long-term impact, whether it is on the bottom of the funnel or top of the funnel. And I'm talking purely content. But like we are discussing, measurement is one of the critical questions which business leaders are asking, not just partners like Shashi or Ravi, but internal folks also. That what is it bringing to the table in terms. At the end of the day, one needs to deliver P&L, correct? And if I am able to deliver P&L or give some connection to it, I am more than willing to invest behind that.
Sure. To give you a small illustration, that today English niche has got just wiped out of television on the mark ratings for the last 2 years, 3 years. However, it's not that those audiences are not watching content. They're all there on Avi's platform, 5 other platforms. There's no way of measuring it. Now, my summation is that the first part of the basics, that lack of measurement is got nothing to do with technology. Everything is in place. It's stakeholder interest. All the stakeholders have to align, like they came into television 10 years, 12 years back, that to capture those niches and get a premium for these niches, you need measurement. Otherwise, they get wiped out. Question Pankaj rightly said, that everyone wants to know what the bottom line is.
Avi, which brings me to the point, when one does look at making excellent content as a media platform, effective content, effective storytelling, what kind of aspects do you pay attention to? And how would you say that journey has been successful for you and your brand?
So we take audiences on an emotional journey. And it's mostly a moment-to-moment, which creates incentives for them to engage deeper and deeper with higher payoffs from the brand. So we have to find interesting ways to tell the story. And in the past, about 2.5 years, Z5 has done some interesting storytelling. We recently did a campaign where we talked about Atrangi Dekho, Atrangi Raho. So Atrangi celebrates the eccentricity of the audiences and their choices, which are pertaining to their life, which are pertaining to the decision that they made for their lives, and the content that they consume as a part of their lives, which is an integral part today for any individual. So Z5 acknowledged the persona, the content choices that is unique to this new age audience. And content consumption is a driving factor in shaping up one's identity, one's ability to connect with each other. And that is where that, as a super entertainment app in India, we want to reimagine content by a unique storytelling approach, which reflects in the intrinsic fabric of actually our culture. So relatability, real stories, and relevant stories. They are the 3 R's which we stick to while building up any story.
If I may add here, storytelling is not only about audiovisual. There are various formats which one need to look at as a brand owner, is what I would add.
Like what formats?
I'm a big proponent of articles and write-ups, okay, and they do help, especially when you talk about the audience which is on digital and they are reading a lot nowadays, they are discovering a lot nowadays, so it's an important one. Audio as a format is evolving in a massive way. We have done a lot of interesting content creation on audio as a platform for one of our brands, where we created 8,700 types of content within a span of 1 month, real time. So that is another piece. Recently, I have been following Mahindra Thar has been launched, and they have actually created a Thar playlist on audio, which is a crowdsourced kind of a content creation, and it is doing a massive round and buzz for the brands.
So maybe some perspective on how much credit would you give influencer marketing, and how different do you think it is from the traditional celebrity endorsement, so to speak?
I give you an example which is not from the digital world. I purposely want to stay away from the digital world. If you look at IPL, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the last 2 days or 3 days of IPL there. The same celebrities coming for 6 different products, and you can never from a mile. There's no credibility to this. And I think some of that is rubbing off onto digital also. So influencers at one point in time, when they were talking to specialists like fashion and auto and all, it made sense. But today, I worry. I mean, a lot of our brands have done this, but I personally feel that content by itself stands. Mahabharata stands on itself. There are 2 versions to it. Doesn't matter which version you go with. The influencer doesn't matter to me. The content matters more.
We have a long-term partnership with 100 such, influencers for a year-long partnership, and we are creating 100 plus videos with them, which are in the space of branded content, come storytelling, come talking about functionality, all of it, but it comes very authentic. It's not something which I'm forcing as a brand owner. And that's the space I would want to continue with. And I strongly believe that's the space which is going to grow in a big way.
A subset of all of these aspects is also looking at the experience delivered to consumers. And I imagine that brands like yourself have to often think about, what kind of solutions you can look at that could change the experience as a media sort of space. Would you talk us through some of those examples that you have worked?
A coordinated story experience which the consumer gets through the different channels which are there, which kind of fit into like a mosaic. That's what the current market scenario is. That is what the trend is, where the media channels are chosen in a way that they complement each other and are like a part of a whole. So it's storytelling in pieces of a story, but there's only one story being told across channels. Yeah. Also, what we are able to do through the transmedia marketing or through influencer marketing is we can set campaign goals. We can set performance targets to identify that what is the exact thing that we will need from the influencer, and what is it that we will need to undertake to reach to that goal. We can measure that reach, we can measure that engagement of each and every influencer at a real-time level, and look at what is the outcome, how is it different for different creators, track it on a real-time basis, measure it, the results, and then create a strategy thereon.
A lot of people, whether they're in the business or outside of it, wonder whether you create your own tools for this, or are you using, let's say, from an influencer marketing point of view, the standard tools that influencers offer about their own sphere of influence?
So it's a mix of both. We have our agencies who help us in measuring these campaigns in a much better way, and we also have in-house tools to measure the campaigns that we are running. So it's a mix of both in-house tools as well as the support from the agency that we have to understand from top funnel to bottom funnel what is the conversion that is happening, at how are we building the top funnel through these campaigns, and then at the end of the day, every marketer is looking at the bottom funnel, which is the moment of truth, which is the sale to happen. So how is it then actually converting into sale? And the beauty of it is that you can measure it, you can slice and dice the data in multiple ways to get multiple insights out of it.
Let's look at how you're expanding audiences and what has been your approach using a mix of storytelling and also, television versus digital in discoverability in the non-traditional spaces when it comes to audiences.
We know that India is a country of many languages. The next phase of growth is already coming from a lot of language content that is being produced. And thankfully, Z and Z5 has always been a forerunner in terms of the number of languages that are there. We produce content in more than 12 languages across the country. And this has helped us in bringing out the stories which are more relatable to the audiences of that region in their language. And which helps them to connect better with these stories, engage better, and have better overall connect with the brand.
And therefore drive better outcomes or more appropriate outcomes for both the platform and the brand. So Shashi, maybe first from you, what challenges do you expect will remain in the short term in a COVID pandemic scenario when it comes to getting the storytelling right for brands, right for marketers, and of course, right for audiences?
All of us have become thin-skinned in the COVID period, so we take offense to everything. And content is something which allows you easy offense. It's an easy whipping by a boy, as we've seen all around, And the tragedy is, with digital, content is meant to be personalized. Yeah. So it's for me to decide. If I don't like it, I don't watch. I want something else. I don't have to think. But I make a big song and dance about it. That if I don't like it, it becomes a regulation. So I hope you know what I'm alluding to. But I think I worry that finally it's a big mystery to me, and this question never been resolved. Is content mirroring society, or is society mirroring content? I don't know which one is true, and that's a fundamental question everyone asks. So I think one of the challenges that if you're not mature and evolved, you will have the situation of people are flying off the handle. What you see, what's happening on our television today, on our papers today, you've been hijacked. So I worry the more the content which is produced, which is sensitive and personalized, will create these problems.
So, Pankaj, that puts you in a tough spot because sometimes brands are also worried when it, when content can sort of push a little bit. So you tell us.
No, actually, Shashi absolutely nailed it when he said that, creating for audience, for a larger audience, even 1% of that audience base is not comfortable and becomes sensitive about it, it can really backfire in a big way. And on the other aspect is because measurement is not there, there would be a certain internal push that how can we make it more salesy, if I may use that word. Content creation and storytelling is not about making it a push-based marketing. It is more about how users are engaging with you and they're liking, and how humane you are about your communication.
So Avi, that really makes the task of people like you far more challenging, because you've got to come up with solutions that fit desires of brands, do not snowball when it comes to the kind of content you're making, and you do have sort of some amount of innovation in place. I hope I'm not overwhelming you about your, the responsibility that you may have, but the final word from you.
So Shelly, we were just in fact discussing this in terms of the shared purpose also, that how there needs to be a convergence and an intersection between the three objectives of the consumer, the brand, and the platform. And that is when the right message goes into the audience. Also, more and more brands are looking for brand safe environment for this reason. They are looking for more brand safe environment so that the brand can target the right audiences, but they are also on the right platform. Their message needs to go in the right way to the consumer and in a measurable format. So brand safe environment also becomes key to this. Storytelling, yes, of course, is becoming more and more challenging because the expectation of the consumer is increasing. We are moving to a hyper-personalized world where we are looking at customization at an n = 1 level. where every person, when you switch on to the platform, you want the screen, you want the UI UX to be customized to your preferences.
Indeed. So there you have it from three people who've got different perspectives from brand, from ideas, innovation, technology, and the big picture of media and where that's looking itself at today. When it comes to storytelling, how does one look at matching content and brand goals? That too in the context of the pandemic, leading everyone to more innovation, more rethinking, and of course, hopefully better results. Thank you very much for joining us.
Partnered by Times Influence.